I remember when I saw what she was being.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. Alright, so this week I want to hit you guys with a really cute and simple summer hairstyle, alright? So as you guys already know, it is hot, it is humid, it is muggy, it is all of those bad things that make you sweat and make your edges curl, alright? So I'm here to bring you guys a hairstyle that will help combat those hot summer days, alright? Stay tuned so you know exactly what you need to achieve this hairstyle.
I'm stalking. My conscience is good, please stop all that trying. She's obviously not shining. The day is time on you.
Ego Styling Gel, Cantu Shea Butter Leave-In Conditioner, Water and Oil Mix, Bobby Pins, hair ties, a pick, a brush, and a wide tooth comb. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as you can probably tell, I have done something a little bit different with my hair. Normally I do operate on freshly washed or co-washed hair, but not this week. It has been a rough week. So as you can see, my hair right now is a little bit stretched, but I've actually picked it out, so it will be easier for me to achieve this hairstyle. Okay, so now that we're on the same page, let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do first is divide our hair into two sections, okay? And then part it all the way across. Okay, and so now your part should look something like so. Alright, so from there, what we're going to do next is go ahead and section off the side pieces of our hair because we will not need them. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and part my hair a little bit behind my ear. I'm just going to pull that piece into this section of my hair, and then I'm just going to repeat that on this side as well. Alright, so once you get that completed, what we're going to do next is just divide the back section of our hair into half, going vertically, alright? Okay, so once your hair is parted into three sections, your hair should now look something like so. Alright, so what we're going to do next is begin to work on the back side of our hair. Now, you do have two options. You can either twist or French braid your hair directly up. Personally, I will be French braiding my hair up, so this section is completely up to you, alright? So what we're going to do now is just begin to take down one half of our hair. I'm just going to begin to pick my hair a little bit more to elongate my strands, okay?
I need something about midnight. Now where you at?
Okay, so now that I have a little bit more length and my hair is a little bit easier to work with, I'm just going to begin to dampen my hair just a little bit with my water and oil mixture.
Next time you should reconsider the practice.
So from here, I'm just going to add a little bit of my leave-in conditioner because my hair is a little bit dry, like I said. It's just kind of been in that puff. And from there, I'm just going to add some of my Eco Styling Gel, predominantly to my edges on this section of my hair. And then I'm just going to brush. And I do like to brush up since that is the way in which my braid will go. So once that is complete, you're just going to begin to flat twist or French braid your hair directly up.
Whereas the dude called Earl and said, what was the pavement? Earl said,
well, we not to be waiting in the car.
And they're just gonna finish braiding until you reach the scalp of that next part, okay? And so once that is complete, we're just gonna add a rubber band. Okay, so your first braid should now look something like this. Alright, so we're just going to repeat this same step on this side of our hair.
To get the number, but I wondered if I should approach her to take the risk of being this. So I went in like, so what? I introduced myself like, hey darling, how you doing? My name is Price. I sure hope I'm not intruding.
Okay, so now that that braid is complete, your hair should now look something like this.
I'm quite an inquisitive individual with spiritual life.
Okay, so it is now time for us to start our bang swoop area. And so what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and begin a side part, alright? So I'm just going to begin to start another part from the top of this subsection of our hair, alright? So you're just going to part your hair into a little box.
even get her off of my mind. I mean,
somewhat like so. And I'm just gonna use this top part as my bang, and so you can go ahead and test it so you get a little feel for what you may want. Now that we have our bang section, I'm just gonna go ahead and separate this part of my hair. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is just go ahead and dampen and moisturize this section of our hair, including the leave out pieces of our braid, alright? Then I'm just gonna begin to kind of stretch out this part of my hair. Alright, so I'm just gonna add some leave-in conditioner. And then last but not least, our Eco Styling Gel.
It starts to rain, so I put my hood over my head.
Okay, so now that that's done, it is now time for us to apply our headbands or hair ties, or however you secure your hair into a puff. Okay, so now your hair should now look something like so. Okay, so now it is now time for us to work with this section of our hair. And so, like I've been doing, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to pick this out a little bit for some extra length, because we all know shrinkage is real. Okay, so I know some of you all have seen my latest bun tutorial, but as for this bun, we are going to do it a little bit differently, just to add a little bit more size, a little bit more stretch, and to make it just look bigger and fuller, because as I have already stated, shrinkage is real and it is very obvious, okay? So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna grab about this much hair, all right? I'm going to add a little bit of gel just to kind of keep it together.
I need something about midnight.
And so what we're going to do is just loosely twist the bottom of this section of hair. Just like so. Alright. Just place this piece here and secure it with a bobby pin. Alright. And then we're just going to repeat this step all the way throughout our puff.
Before I get myself in trouble that I can't get out of. I spoke regardless, not knowing if I could help her enough. I started walking down the street like.
All right, my loves, our bun is now complete, and this is what your hair should now look like, or something close to it. We all have different patterns and whatnot.
She almost cried when she noticed it was me, so she came on over and.
Our bun now looks about 2 times bigger than what it was. It looks very thick and full. All right, so we are actually done for tonight. All right, so with this piece of our hair right here, I'm just going to put it in a little puffy, scrunched up thing, kind of like this. All right, it'll be fine. Just let it sit for overnight. All right, so you guys know the drill. We're done for tonight, so it is now time for us to wrap our hair.
I remember when I saw.
All right, y'all, so that is it for tonight. I will see you guys on day 2. Hello everybody, it is now day 2, and this is now what my hair looks like. So here's the top. All right, it has just settled a little bit, and the side, the back, and the other side. All right, so we're gonna just go ahead and get started. So what we're gonna do now is just operate with this front section of our hair. So we're just gonna repeat the same steps as yesterday, and I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle my hair with water.
Increasing her speed, now it's like I'm stalking. My conscience is good, please stop all that trying. She's obviously not shining. The day is time on you. You've gone too far to make her want you. It goes 1, 2, 3. All the weeks they go by, and I can't even get her.
All right, and then we are just going to bobby pin our hair.
Something told me to go and fall back. I mean, she's a 10 in the face, but that attitude gets some points to get.
And voila, our hair is now complete, and so your hair should now look something like so. All right.
And we like it beat like that sometime, but there was something sublime going on, but it just wasn't of my business to find out what it was, but out there I was.
All right, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial as always, and so this is it. Stay tuned for pictures, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Cause the high rate of irate junk that goes on in the city, and there I was in the inner city trying to be a gent and prevent her having to walk in the dark. However, catching up with her won't be a walk in the park. I didn't want to yell because I didn't want to cause a scene, so leisurely I walked. I tried to